So with that, have your claw candy. And I actually have a box for my Turbo Star 5000 blow dryer that I bought when I got here. So I love that Turbo Star. That just sounds like it's gonna really dry your hair fast. Okay, guys. So we're gonna do a little bit with the fronts of the legs today. We did a little bit with more with the backs of the legs throughout the week. So we're going to do a little more with the fronts of the legs and kind of the interior part of the body, the chest opening and opening up our quads. So if you want, you can start on your back and maybe a reclined butterfly. We're going to move and start moving on our stomachs once we start moving. So if you want to kind of start on your stomach in a child's pose or in a puppy pose, either one of those is fine as well. Kind of going back to the intention of a shape, right? If your intent is to maybe relax into a hip opener, you might choose your reclined butterfly. Relaxing into a little bit of a chest opener, it might be puppy. Whichever shape you choose, see if you can drop into the space that you're in. We're going to drop into a practice that's true to us. You know, just talking about the right fit for a bicycle, the right size. Find the size, find the fit of practice that's true for you today. We're creating balance. If your week has been pretty intense, maybe your practice today feels maybe like a 70% effort. Maybe it's more of a 90% effort. And we'll go over, as we're in the shapes, different variations that will kind of vary the effort. Allow your breath to bring you into your physical body. Allow your physical body to bring you into the space that you're in. Perhaps notice a point of contact with the floor. And maybe notice the breath and send it to a point of contact with the body that's on the floor. Those heels and maybe the shoulder blades. Breathe into a point of contact. In our next few breaths, allowing us to drop into a collective intention of creating balance. Drawing in a little bit of the water element if we need some fluidity, or some fire element if we need a little get up and go. Maybe ether or air if we need to have a little bit more of a carefree day. Or some earth if we need to ground. If we've been a little too carefree, you can balance it with a little earth. Allowing all of the internal amounts of elements to come into balance with our external movement today, our external practice. I'm going to chant Om 3 times for us. Just allow it to fill your space, fill the ethers around you. Maybe notice the beating of your heart as we begin. Allowing this external Om to resonate with the internal Om that is within you. Om Shanti. Now, from your position of your reclined butterfly, it looks like that's what you're all in. Let's bring our feet to the floor so the knees are facing the ceiling. If you are on your belly, just roll to your back really quick with mindfulness and carefully honoring the body. And then with our knees to the sky and the feet on the floor, let's bring the feet maybe hip width distance apart for a bridge shape. If you want to add the arms to this, you're just going to float them up and overhead on the inhale. So as you're ready, plant the feet, and then exhale, drive those hips up towards the sky, the glutes pressing into the hips, and then on an inhale, bring the arms up overhead. And we'll pause here for 3 breaths. Nice, guys. Just breathing in and out, and shimmying the shoulder blades so it feels like a restful position up at the top of the body. One more breath in. Then on an exhale, lower the hips, lower the hands down to the ground. Good, breathe in. On the exhale, ground the feet into the floor, lift the hips and the sits bones, and then breathe in to bring the arms up overhead. You kind of reach through the fingertips. Nice, good job, you guys. Then exhale. Couple more breaths here, total of 3. One more inhale. And the exhale will bring everything to the ground, the palms, the arms, and the back of the body. And one more time, on an exhale, press the feet down, lift the hips. And on your inhale, bring the arms up overhead. So it's 2 separate movements, the hips and the arms. And then we'll pause here, arms overhead. Breathing in and out. Now keep the arms where they are this time. On an exhale, lower down the hips, and maybe feel the side body open as you lower those hips with those arms above the head. And now extend the legs long. And then from here, maybe bring those hips over to the right side of the mat, and the ankles, feet to the lower left side, and then bring the arms up and over to the upper left side of the mat. So this is that crescent moon shape on the floor. Reaching the hands high and those feet, maybe the right foot steps over the left. And breathing into that right side body. Another inhale. And then we'll exhale. Let's bring the arms down to the side first, and then uncross that right foot from the left. You can bring the feet to the floor as you lift the hips kind of towards the middle of the mat. And then just shooting over to the left side. So the hips are there, and the feet can be on the floor. And then move those feet over to the lower right side of the mat. You can cross the left foot over the right ankle. Inhale to bring arms up overhead, and then reach those arms and hands to the top right side of the mat. You can move the shoulder blades as well. And just kind of breathe into the left side body. The right hand can clasp that left wrist, and maybe just pull that left arm upward and over. Breathing into the left side of the leg, the left side of the body. A little bit of an active side body or passive side body stretch here. And we're going to explore the difference between some active and passive movements, basically the same movements, just standing, supine, different variations to just see how we can balance. Now, as you're ready, let's uncross the arms, bring the hands to the side body, and then uncross the feet, bring the feet to the floor, and then we'll lift the hips back to the middle of the mat. And then as you're ready, hug the knees to the chest. Maybe you rock side to side. If you want, you can even bring the nose to the knees, like a little ball. Or you can keep the shoulder blades down. Nice job, guys. Couple more breaths in your apanasana. This is activating that earth element. And now, as you're ready, as promised, let's roll over onto the front of the body. So let the knees come to the floor, roll over to one side, and just gently roll onto the belly for a prone position. And then maybe that left hand is underneath the forehead. So you can kind of lay that forehead down onto the back of that left hand. And then with your legs long towards one long narrow edge of the mat, bring that right heel towards the right glute. And then with that right hand, just maybe find that foot. See if you can find it. Yep. And then once you find it, you can just kind of rest that calf, or the calf, that quad towards the floor. Just hold that foot. If you want, you can have your strap. But just let this be a little bit more passive. We're not doing anything with the leg yet except holding that foot. Rest the forehead on the hand. Maybe you just kind of pull that heel towards the glute. Couple breaths. And like I said, use your strap if you need to. And now let's inhale to lift that quad off the ground and then pull it again. So the quad is lifted off the earth. So it's a little active as we lift the quad from the ground, off the ground. That's the strength of the leg. And then we'll use that hand to offer a stretch to pull that foot towards the back, the glute. And if you don't want to use that hand, you can be a little more active and just pull that heel towards the glute, just with the strength of the leg and not the hand. And then as you're ready, let the leg lower down to the floor, let the leg come long. Let the top of the foot come to the earth. The top of that left foot is already there. And now let's kind of come into a baby cobra. Bring the hands to the side bodies. Lift the chest a little, compress that low back. Good. Maybe you reach the toes away from the top of the mat. So they're reaching off the back of the mat. Yeah, now let's lower down the rib cage, lower down the stomach. Press up and back to a child's pose. Give ourselves a couple breaths here in child's pose. Lengthening through the spine here. Now let's inhale up to table. Plant the hands, plant the knees, and then let's point that right toe to the ground and reach the toe to the ceiling, kind of a cow belly, cow back. Kind of reaching that heel to drop down towards the glute. What we did on the floor earlier, now we're in a tabletop. And then we'll inhale to lengthen that leg long. Reach it out behind us and just rotate that ankle around. Now let's exhale to draw that knee to the chest for our cat back. Couple breaths here, holding our cat back. Now we'll inhale to point that toe to the sky. So we're pointing the toe to the sky, and now let's bring that heel towards the glute. Yeah. And now bring that knee to the floor. And let's make our way down to our belly again. And this time we're going to let that right hand rest be that pillow for the forehead. Once you get yourself nice and long, let those legs be really long, guys. Then as you're ready, exhale to bring that heel towards the glute. Keep the quad on the floor here. And then find the left foot with the left hand. And just gently let gravity in that left hand draw the heel towards the glute. Opening up the front of that hamstring just a little bit. Couple breaths. Maybe noticing the heartbeat here. Breathe in. And then we'll exhale to use the strength of the leg to lift that quad off the ground. So we're just baby steps moving our way into a variation from our active and passive. And then maybe kick that foot into the hand as that leg lifts off the ground. So here this is a little bit more passive because we've got the hand there on the foot to support the foot. Maybe you want to relax or you want to release the hand from the foot and make this much more active by reaching that heel without the hand towards the glute. Yeah. And then with control, lower that leg down. Let the leg come long, top of the foot to the floor. We'll inhale into a baby cobra. The low ribs on the floor, the stomach, maybe the hip bones pressed down, breathe in. And then exhale to relax into this baby cobra. And then we'll exhale to push back to child's pose. Those knees can be nice and wide, lengthening the spine from our baby cobra. Breathe in and out. Another breath in. Now, and then as you're ready, let's exhale up to our table. Now from the table, we're going to bring that left toe to the sky. So drop the belly, lift the heart, your cow back with your toes reaching for the ceiling. And then bring that heel towards the glute. And maybe feel a stretch in that quad, maybe. Breathe in. Try to keep the hips parallel to the floor. So we're not opening up the hips out, or it's the foot that's reaching for the heel. Hips are square to the ground. And now let's bring that chin to the chest. Let's round the spine. Give yourselves a couple breaths in your cat back. Yeah, guys, good. And then we'll inhale to drop the belly, point the foot towards the sky. Good. Now let's lengthen that left foot on the inhale. So the left leg comes long. Let's rotate that ankle around. Maybe point and flex the foot. And then exhale to bend that knee, point the toe to the sky, drop the belly. And then here, if you want, maybe let that foot drop down towards the heel. Yep. And now this time, let's lower those knees to the floor. Sit down onto the heels and then rise up into a high kneel. Good. Breathe in, lower the shoulders. One more breath in. And let's exhale to bring that right foot forward. Now drop into that front hip flexor. Yep, so that right knee might come forward, the left hip flexor drops. And then exhale to bring that heel towards the glute. You can bring the hands on top of that right thigh. You can bring yourself as upright as you want. You can bring the hips up a little more so there's not much extension in that low back. And then reach the right hand for that left heel. And maybe you kick the hand into that, kick that foot into that right hand. And then we can lower that foot. And then we'll come back into that low lunge. Yeah, I see you guys grabbing your straps. So we're going to come back to this when you do each side. Let's exhale to frame the foot. Inhale, send the right knee back. And then curl the toes under to downward facing dog. And breathe in and out in your downward facing dog. And think about opening up the backs of the legs and the back. Here in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe in and out. And in and out. Now inhale to step the left foot forward, lower that right knee down. Let's exhale to come into that low lunge. Knees can be on top of it, the thigh. And then kind of bring your knee back so the hips are a little more over under the shoulders and over that knee. And then exhale to draw that heel towards the glutes. And maybe you find it with the right hand and get steady. And for a little twist, you can bring that left hand back and find the foot, or if you're doing this with a strap in this little lunge, I kind of like to bring the strap underneath the foot and then kind of lift it up with that hand on that same side. You'll feel that more in the quad. Let's breathe in and out. Nice job, guys. Now, with control, lower that foot down, release the strap, frame the foot with the hands. Let's find our plank pose to come onto the right toes and send that left foot back for our palakasana. Kind of shake off that strap. Let's breathe in here into our plank for a couple breaths. Now from here, from this plank, let's bend the right knee and just gonna come into a bent knee with the ankle over the knee. Breathe in. Then exhale for downward facing dog. Straighten that leg in your downward facing dog. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, three-legged downward facing dog. And let's inhale up to plank. Keep that right leg long. Yep, three-legged plank, the right leg is high. Now bring that right knee to meet the left knee and bend that knee so it's right underneath the ankle. One more breath. Let's exhale, bring that knee to the chest. And then bring that knee back to the right knee, but keep that ankle over the knee so we're still in that bend. Breathe in. Now exhale, lower that right knee to the floor. And then the left knee, come into a high kneel. Inhale, arms up overhead. Yep. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. With control, ground that right knee. Sweep that left foot forward. That's challenging. Lean into that front lunge. And exhale, bring that heel towards the right glute. Just let it hover over the floor. That's super active. Breathe in. Exhale, lower that right foot. Curl the toes under. Let's inhale up to a crescent lunge. Yep. Breathe in. And out. Inhale. Now exhale, lower down that right knee. Bring the top of that right foot to the floor. Exhale, release any tension in the hips. And then draw that right heel towards the right glute. Might feel the active hamstrings here. Breathe in. Lower down. Exhale, frame the foot. Curl the toes of the right foot under. Inhale, step that left foot back. Halakasana. Breathe in. And out. Inhale. Exhale. Now we'll exhale to lift the left foot off the ground, bend the knee, and then stack the knee underneath that ankle. So this is a three-legged plank, 3-point plank, I should say. One more breath. Now exhale the downward facing dog. Straighten that leg on your downward facing dog. A couple breaths here. Really reach that chest towards the top of the thighs. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe in. Exhale. One more breath. On your inhale, rock forward to plank and then lower that left knee down underneath the right, but stack the knee underneath the ankle. And then maybe you reach that heel for the glute. Breathe in and out. One more breath. Now exhale to lower that left knee with control, then lower the right. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders and we'll inhale to come into our high kneel. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the hands in front of the heart. Breathe in. Now ground that left knee. Sweep with control that right foot forward. This is a lot of anterior core awareness. Lower the right foot down. Let's drop into that front lunge. Yep. Exhale to bring the knee back. And then as you're ready, bring that left heel towards the glute. Yep. If you want, you can grab the knee and kick that foot into the hand, or grab the foot, kick the foot into the hand, or just stay with it active. And then lower down with control. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, curl the toes under and inhale to lift into your crescent lunge, Ashtachandrasana. Yes. Breathe in and out. One more breath. Exhale, sigh, release that left knee down. Now, any variation with the arms here, guys, we're going to activate those hamstrings again to pull that left foot towards the left glute. Maybe you feel that stretch in the front of the leg. Active back body. And now exhale, lower down the foot. Bring the hands to frame that right foot. And then we're going to inhale to step it forward for Uttanasana. Now exhale, maybe bend the knees a lot or a little. We're going to let those hamstrings that just work so hard relax. Breathing in and breathing out. Let the spine be long, the head be heavy. Now exhale, bend the knees. Let's inhale to rise up with control. Good, guys. As you're ready, stay here and lengthen as long as you want. But then fold it forward, Uttanasana, when you're ready. And then just go ahead and flow through your nice tall mountain pose. and your forward fold a few times. The hamstrings are warm. We're just going to kind of rinse them out, wring them out here. So move with the breath, be cooling. Be exhaling out the mouth. Maybe 2 more rounds of breath, however you're spending those breaths. And we'll meet in mountain pose. Good, guys. Now from our mountain pose, let's ground both feet to the ground. Draw those hands, arms up above the head. And then we'll exhale, send the hips to the left and up, fingers to the right. Opening up that left side body. This is a little bit more active than on the floor because our muscles are working to keep us upright. Okay. Over to the other side. Inhale, back to the middle. Let's exhale to fold halfway forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Yes, reach the arms past the head. Then exhale, draw the hands towards the heart. Let's ground our left foot and sweep the right toes across the floor and just kickstand that right big toe to the floor. Now with our heart parallel with the floor, find that kind of triangle pod on the bottom of your left foot. Those 3 points, the big toe pad, pinky toe pad, and the heel. Now on an exhale, ground that right foot, ground the heel, and feel the weight shift from one foot to both, and feel that active core. Let's inhale to reach the arms back overhead. Okay. Now, if you're looking for balance today, and you were going to maybe offer your practice at 70%, maybe bring the hands to the thighs or under the heart. It's really a lot of energy to draw those arms overhead. It's active side body, active torso. Maybe do both and just feel the difference. Just moving the weight of the arms, changing where gravity is, really impacts your torso. As you're ready, inhale to bring the shoulders up over the hips. Then exhale to draw the hands in front of the heart if they're not there already. Let's sweep the arms up overhead. Then exhale to fold forward, hinging at the waist. Ardha Uttanasana. Stop halfway, heart parallel with the floor. And now let's exhale to bring those hands to the shin. You can bend that knee a lot or a little bit. Maybe you bring the hands to the floor. See, this is going to allow your back to round a little more. If you have a block, for those of us that are a little taller, that block is going to give the spine a little bit more length. And it'll be longer versus curved more. So kind of feel where you want to be in shape. Now from here, bend that knee, inhale to rise nice and tall. So we're back to our standing feet, arms up overhead. Yeah. Now let's exhale, shift the weight to that left foot, bring that right foot off the ground, but bring that right knee back to the left knee and that right heel in line with the ankle. Yes. Now exhale to bring the hands in front of the heart. Now from here, we're going to come into Vierabhadrasana 3, but we're going to keep that right foot and ankle right where it is, guys. So we had our 3-point plank earlier. Now we have a 1-point standing pose with this knee and ankle in a different variation than normal. You can explore with bringing those hands up overhead or underneath the heart sweep. So be here for 3 breaths, wherever those arms are. Let them be there. Now we'll exhale to come nice and tall. Bring that right foot to the floor, standing pose, mountain pose. Good, shake it out, shake those legs out. And now ground that left foot once more. Let's hinge at the waist, coming into Ardha Uttanasana, that half forward fold. Hands can be at the heart, they can be over the head. We're going to come back to where we just were. So maybe move the arms where you think you might want them for that, or bring them there whenever you, out front whenever you get there. Ground the left foot. Sweep that right foot back. Let's go into Vierabhadrasana 3 first. Right foot's nice and long, right leg is long. And then bring that ankle over the knee. Maybe you bring the arms out here. Give ourselves one breath. And then maybe ground that left hand on that left thigh. Reach the right hand back towards that foot. Bring the heel towards the glute. And maybe find the foot in that hand. And now let's come up to standing. You can either let go of that foot or keep it in the hand. And then find a mountain pose. Release the foot with control. Yeah. Let's inhale, draw arms up overhead. Exhale, fold it forward into asana. Inhale, step it back to plank pose. Breathing in and out. A couple breaths here. If you want, you can lower the knees down in this plank. Again, it doesn't mean you suck at yoga if you lower the knees. Okay, there's no sucking in yoga. No crying in baseball. Breathe in. Let's exhale, lower down, Chaturanga. And inhale, Vierabhadrasana. Let those legs come nice and long. Maybe even reach the tops of the feet off the ground and reach the toes. Reach the left foot up and reach those toes. We're gonna give ourselves a couple of breaths here to really let those thighs and hips drop and heart to open. Inhale. And then exhale to your downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. And from your downward facing dog, you can lower the knees and come into child's pose for a few breaths. Or you can stay here in your downward facing dog. Offering yourself balance in your practice today. If you're in child's pose, meet in a downward facing dog. And if you're in downward facing dog, that's where we'll all meet. Let's look up at our hands and then tiptoe the feet to the front of the mat. And then from this forward fold, bend the knees and inhale to rise up nice and tall. And exhale, draw the hands in front of the heart. Good. Good, good, good. Inhale to bring the arms out in front. And then exhale to bring them behind us. And maybe we find the hands clasped. And if that's not accessible, then just find that strap. And even if you can clasp the hands, sometimes it's nice to use the strap anyway. We're going to fold it halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, but reach those hands up for the sky. This is that chest opener. If you have that strap, sometimes it's nice to kind of pull the strap out to the sides as you fold. This Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Let the chest open. In and out. And then we'll exhale to come up to stand with the hands come down to that low back and then release them as you rise to mountain pose. Inhale, reach arms up overhead. Offering our side body stretch again. So the hips to the right, hands to the left. Then inhale through the middle. And then exhale, hips to the left, arms to the right. And inhale back to the middle. Let's ground that right foot. Draw the hands in front of the heart, breathing in and out. Shift the weight to the left. And then find that weight on both of the feet. Exhale, half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. Now ground the right foot. Sweep that left foot back with the toe. Kickstand that toe behind you. And then exhale to lower that left foot to the ground, the weight shifting from one foot to both now. So now we're in our Ardha Uttanasana. Maybe you inhale and bring the arms up overhead, or keep them at the heart space. Let's breathe in and out a few times, collecting our breath and collecting our awareness and the messages that this shape has for us today. Now from here, let's breathe in. And exhale to shift that weight onto just the right foot and slowly draw that left foot off the ground, but bring that left knee to meet the right knee, and then send that left knee in line with the hip. That ankle kind of stacked over the knee to be in line with that left hip. And any variation with the arms, it can be out like an airplane, it can be out on the hips. Maybe you have your Ganesha arms and you find opposite elbows behind back. Or a little bit of a chest opener. Wherever you're at with those arms, be fully aware. And then as you're ready, let's exhale to come into our mountain pose. Bring that left knee to meet the right, and then grounding that left foot to meet the right. Tadasana. Breathing in and out. Let's sweep the arms up. Exhale, flush out all that effort on that right leg. Let's hang here in our forward fold. Maybe the arms, again, are up reaching for the sky. Those hands for a little chest opener. Maybe they're at the hips. Maybe they're dangling down towards the floor. Let's be here for 2 more breaths. And then in. Exhale, bend those knees, sweep the arms out. Let's rise up nice and tall. As we reach the fingertips to the sky, guys, let's think about sending those feet to the ground. Shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, palms in front of the heart. Exhale, ground into that right foot. Let's send that left foot back and hinge into the Vierabhadrasana 3 this time, instead of coming through pyramid first. Vierabhadrasana 3. Once you feel that stability in that right foot, that balance in the torso and the arms, then bend that knee so the heel is over the knee. Breathe in. And any variation with those arms. Maybe you exhale and bring that left hand towards that foot and find the foot. And bring that heel towards the glute with the hand. Or maybe you bring that heel towards the glute just with your own energy and not that left hand. If you got the hand on the foot, you can leave it there and come into mountain pose. If you're just bringing the heel actively, let's meet in mountain pose. Bringing that knee in. The left foot grounds. Yes, lift your arms up for sky. Exhale, fold forward to Asana. Breathing in and out. One more breath in. Exhale. Now inhale, stepping it back to plank. Good. Breathe in. Exhale, press the earth away. Another breath in. Now exhale, lower the knees. Walk the hands underneath the shoulders. Let's inhale to sweep that right foot between the hands, and then exhale to ground the foot and come into Ardha Hanumanasana, our half pyramid or half splits. We've been contracting the back of the leg. We're going to open it here. Breathing in and out. One more breath. Now exhale to come into low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Maybe reach those arms to sky this time. Breathe in and out. Now exhale, draw the hands in front of the heart. And we're going to come into high kneel. Okay, this takes a lot of focus. So bring that left hip over the left knee. Ground into that left knee, the left foot. Shift the weight to the left. And then lift that right leg up with control. Sweep it back. And lower that knee down. Yeah. Exhale. Breathe in. Now we're going to come out of high kneel into our low lunge on the other side. So ground the right knee, top of the foot. Feel where your center of gravity is and where you need it to be. Nice, guys. As you're ready, folding forward, hinging forward, exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana. The left foot come to the floor and fold over that left leg. Breathe in and out. Breathe in. Now exhale to come forward into low lunge, back to our low lunge. Let's frame the foot, curl the toes of that right foot under, and then step that right foot forward. Drop the sits bones, inhale, Rise up to standing mountain pose once more. Hands in front of the heart, grounding the feet, breathing in. And we're going to do our entire little warrior three sequence once more, and we're going to land in our king dancer pose. So let's bend the knees slightly, ground the right foot, step that left foot back for pyramid, straighten that right leg, bring the arms up overhead. Yeah. And then hinge at the weights. Any variation with the arms, you can keep them outstretched or underneath the heart space. Shift the weight into that right foot. Inhale to draw the left leg up high. Let's bend the left knee so that ankle stacks over the knee. That left knee is in line with the hip. And now from here, bring that left heel towards the glute, either with just the leg itself, or maybe that left hand comes back to find it. Now, wherever your arms are, bring the right arm out in front. If you have the hands in front of the heart, just bring the right arm forward. And now with control, let's lift the heart, lift the chest, the right arm reaching forward, and that left heel towards the glute. The left hand, maybe it reaches forward. Maybe you have a passive king dancer pose, and the left hand is on the foot. However you want to express it, find your Vierabhadrasana. And some people like to lean forward more, depending on the day. And maybe you come out of it, and you come back into it, and you just bring the heel towards the glute, and you come into it again. So just give it a go. Find this hip, or this heart opener, this standing pose, this quad opener. Give ourselves 3 or 4 more breaths. Feeling this balance of earth beneath the foot, the heart opening, the arms reaching for the ethers, the fluidity, the fire in the front of the body. And then as you're ready, bring that knee to meet the right knee. We'll meet in our mountain pose. Come over your arms, your feet get to the floor. Everything kind of arranges into your mountain pose. Exhale. Yeah, nice, guys. Let's bring the arms up overhead and exhale to fold it forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, finding our plank pose. Really reach through the heels, press the hands into the floor. Now lower down, Chaturanga and inhale to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And then in your Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, really lift the feet off the floor. So ground the hand, that left foot, reach the right top of the foot off the ground and reach the toes back. And then lower that right foot again. You might see that your right leg is longer than the left. So lift that left foot up and then reach it back. Really opening across the fronts of the legs, giving yourself a couple more breaths here. Now exhale back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Yeah. Now let's walk those feet to the front of the mat. Breathing in our forward fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, rising up nice and tall. Exhale, hands in front of the heart, mountain pose. We're going to do this on the other side, so ground that left foot. And then we'll inhale to step the right foot back. The feet in our pyramid setup. You can bring the arms overhead or in front of that heart space. As we exhale, we hinge forward, Ardha Parasuttanasana. And now shift that weight to that left foot and inhale to lift that right leg nice and long. See that those hips are kind of square to the floor. We're not opening the hips up. If you can, that just kind of adds a little bit of challenge. And then from here, let's bend that right leg so the right ankle is over the knee. That knee and kind of in line with the hip. And then maybe you want to reach that right hand back and bring that heel towards the glute. Or maybe you want to just have that heel drawn in with that hamstring, you can work. Go ahead and come into your king dancer pose whenever you're ready. That left arm can go out right now in your Vierabhadrasana 3 variation. Kind of lifting the heart, that knee coming in to meet the other knee, kicking the hand into the foot, or letting it be more active with no hand on the foot. Just a few breaths. Got a wall maybe if you need it. Maybe you come out of it, you come into it maybe a way that you are familiar with. Just give yourself a king dancer pose, and not the Hajasana, that balance of heavens and earth. And then as you're ready, bring that right knee to meet the left. Let that left hand come to the side body, lower the right foot down, and wiggle out the legs. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, fold for Uttanasana. Breathe in and out. Spin those knees again. Inhale, rise up. And then exhale, draw the hands in front of the heart. Breathing in. Spin the knees. Maybe hinge at the waist halfway. Now, if you've got that block handy, your Turbo Star 5000, maybe bring it to the left side of the mat. We're going to come into Vierabhadrasana 3 first. So ground the left foot and then sweep that right leg back. Nice and long, nice and strong. If you want, exhale to lower that left hand down onto the block if you want. Then we're just going to open up the hips towards the right, coming to an expression of our half moon. And then once you get to your half moon, you can either stay here for a couple breaths, or maybe you exhale and turn the hips back square to the floor, and then you inhale to open. So you can either stay static in your half moon, or maybe you come in and out of a Vierabhadrasana 3 into a half moon. Let's give ourselves 5-6 more breaths to explore the shape, or the shapes, plural. On your next cycle of breath, let's just meet in the mountain pose. There's no rush to get there. We're going to lower the left or the right foot with control, and then rise up. Bring the hands to the heart. Sweep the hands back up to sky. Exhale, Ardha Uttanasana with those hands reaching past the crown of the head. Now exhale, bring the right hand towards that right thigh, the left hand towards the block. Now ground the left foot, bring that right foot maybe towards the glute. Maybe you find that right foot with the hand. And we're going to exhale to come into our Vierabhadrasana 3 variation with the right hand on the right foot. And then maybe you open up into a half moon. That's actually a sugar cane with that knee towards, or that heel towards the glute, either hand or no hand. Try that a couple times. I've got a nice couch here I can fall onto if I fall forward. So sometimes it's nice to have a couch beside you. There's a couple different ways to get into this. So give yourself the space to explore. We've brought that heel towards the glute in a lot of different ways today. So find kind of what's true for you. And then let's meet in mountain pose. Wherever you're at, whether you're in a Vierabhadrasana 3 or a chair pose, or who knows, let's meet together in mountain pose. Breathe in and out. And now close the eyes in this mountain pose. Remember why you're here. And exhale. Now inhale, reach those arms up for sky. Exhale, hinge at the waist, Ardha Uttanasana. Bring that left hand towards the left thigh, bend the knees slightly, and then bring that right hand onto your box or your block. I'm just gonna switch so I can see you guys better. And now ground that right foot, the right hand on the block. Send that left leg back, maybe to that Vierabhadrasana 3. And we'll open up into a half moon. That's our first step, it's half moon. And then maybe you stay here in your half moon, or maybe you move dynamically from half moon to Vierabhadrasana 3. Back to your half moon, or maybe you just stay in your half moon and experiment with getting the balance in this balancing pose. Giving ourselves the space here, the ether, the time. Now let's come back to a forward fold. So lower that left foot down. Hips are squared towards the ground, folding forward into asana. And then bend the knees, let's rise all the way up to stand. And then bring the hands in front of the heart. And shake it out. Inhale. And then exhale, hinging forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Ground the feet, bend the knees. And now exhale to bring that hand to the block. Bend that right knee so you can shift the weight there. And then bring that left heel towards the glute with your hand or just with the strength of the leg. And then maybe you open up into your sugar cane. Chapasana. You can always just come into half moon. You can always be in Vierabhadrasana 3. You can be in King Dancer. Lots of options today. Here's those 4 more breaths. We'll meet in our mountain pose. So wherever you're at, undo, unravel, come to standing. Tadasana. Close the eyes, grab the feet. Begin to inhale to a count of 4. And exhale for 4. And inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. On your exhale, fold it forward, Uttanasana. We'll inhale back to plank pose, find in our plank. Nice, guys. Now from our plank pose, lower down the knees, the tops of the feet, the thighs, the low belly, the hips, the ribs. Bring that left hand underneath the forehead like a pillow. And then just bring that right heel towards the glute. Maybe find it with the right hand. And just relax here. Be opening up the front of that leg here. And a passive, more effortless opening. Slowly lower that right leg down to the floor. Bring the right arm underneath the forehead. And then we'll exhale to bring that left heel towards the glute. Bring the left hand towards the foot or maybe your strap. Notice the beating of your heart into the earth, the points of contact with the floor. Draw the breath in. Exhale, maybe sigh as you release that foot. Exhale and inhale to lift the chest and slightly or softly kind of rolling onto your back. Coming onto the back of the body, the shoulders back on the floor. Bring the feet to the ground. Kind of where we started in their bridge pose setup. Nice, guys, yeah. And then when you get there, let's find our happy baby. Maybe the hands are on the outside of the foot or the peace fingers have the big toes. And just let gravity and the weight of your hands offer a little opening for those quads. While that leg curl action with the heel towards the glute that we did today. Allow this to relax these muscles that we contracted on the backs of the legs. Letting go any effort to keep the eyes open by just gently softening the gaze. Slowly release the hands from your happy baby, letting those feet come to the floor, then letting the legs come long. Then let's just bring the backs of the arms to the floor, the elbows to the floor, but the wrists are over the elbows, so the wrists stack over the elbows, and just make fists with those hands. So everything's relaxed except the elbows are stacked over the wrists. And then just press those elbows into the ground. Feel the heart lift just slightly. And then release the push of the elbows into the floor, relaxing your shoulders. Exhale, press the elbows into the floor. The shoulders are active now. The chest lifts just slightly. And then release any effort to press the elbows down. And then let the arms rest at the side body. Let out a breath. Shavasana. Softening the belly and the chest. Letting the soles of the feet relax, the palms relax. If your mind begins to wander, perhaps just saying to yourself or chanting out loud the mantra Om. Grounding your energy and bringing it to your mantra. And as you remain in your Shavasana, I'm just going to chant the mantra Om for us, just however many rounds. Allow yourself to drop into your own mantra of Om within yourself. Om. Om. Give yourself a body scan. From the head to the toes or the toes to the head. And then thank your body for all it's done for you this morning so far. The known and the unknown. And as you're ready, closing the class however you'd like to close, whether it's on your back and whether it's seated. Just make your way there or remain however you'd like to remain. Let's breathe in for 4. And then sigh for 4, 3, 2. Maybe today we can have a little more awareness to active and passive efforts, to balance, and to breath, to our own existence and purpose. Let's breathe in and out. Draw the breath in for Om. Om. Shanthi. 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 Om. Namaste. Thanks, guys.